These videos are going viral to an extreme extent, I would say. Me complaining about Hearthstone, but like at the same time me quitting Hearthstone, that procs people to say that I should play other games and do other things. Like I'm a busy guy, all right? I don't need to worry about other games. I'm just like Hearthstone is so convenient to me. I know all the rules, I know all the cards. It's very easy for me to pick it up and build something out of it and get lost myself in the game. I know most of the things, so nothing is going to phase me. That's why I choose Hearthstone over everything else. Now, in this video, and this is inspired by the dude who, well, end up saying this, that 20% of any card game is going to be meta. Yes, of course, that's a simple filter of where's good versus bad cards. We find out which cards are good, and we play those cards. The question is, how many Boardclears have been played? And we have to compare it with something. We have to compare with some kind of other type of card. We could check, like, class cards. Which class cards were played and how often they have been in the meta, right? Do you even remember them being a part of the combo or something like that? So which class should we choose? We're going to look at Boardclears and a chosen class. I care about druids. We could check priest, but we already checked priest and mage in a special video. Comparing the two, I don't like warlock, so let's check warlock. Alright. And warlock is kind of known for having shitty cards. That kind of sucks, actually. How about hunter? How about the aggro thing that is far away from Boardclears until now? Now they have star power, hollow hound, and another cleave beast, if you can enable it, which is not that difficult. All of a sudden you have Boardclears, guys. Not just, you know, explosive trap, the most old school thing that Hunter has been using. Nah, things are a lot worse now. Now Boardclears kind of like enter the phase where like everyone has to have them to be able to compete. Every single class has to have it, including druids. And if you don't understand that druid has Boardclears, well, they have board fills. They have the reverse Boardclear. You know, they summon a 7-mana dragon, they fill the board. Now they have the board fill with the 6-mana card, summoning 3 7s. 3 7s. Let's go. So, Druid is specifically, you know, an exclusive class that cannot receive Boardclears. They're just, like, restricted by that. But everyone else left... Technically, Rogue as well. Rogue also is in the category of not having Boardclears. We could check Rogue cards, that's kind of cool. But I've chose Hunter just because. Alright. So we're going to look, what is the percentage of class cards that is the metagame versus Boardclears? Now, Boardclears are class cards by default, because they're spells. So, we definitely have to compare it to class cards and just see the overall difference. Where is it going to be 100% Boardclears have been played throughout the game? Because that's probably the case. We probably don't even have to compare it with anything if we get above 95%. Which, you know, what's the point of even choosing a class and all that stuff? So we're going to type into all... We're going to go to wildcards and check every single one of these cards. Yeah, Hunter doesn't get much. As you can, throughout the entirety of the game, we get to see all of the Boardclears, technically. Obviously, Druid had even less, and Swipe was notoriously played. Until it apparently had to be buffed, because that's such an important card to the game. And then we have Rogue, which also lacks Boardclears, but every single other class should be melting our eyes out. Even like Death Knight, right? Okay, Death Knight is still fine. Still fresh off the boat. Oh my god, 3 layers of Boardclears. That's a special class. Okay, mage. Layers upon layers. Let's go. Some of these are duplicates. I'm not sure why. It's like twist-related bullshit. I'm not sure. But yeah, mage definitely has a few layers in there. I'm surprised the Demon Hunter has a ridiculous amount of Boardclears. Okay. Paladin. Not many, but now, just by getting 2 of them right now, they dominate the game. That's all they need to be able to dominate. Again, Druid feels like an anomaly because it doesn't play this Boardclear game. But my favorite Druid card, which is the Dragon, is technically an eternal Boardclear. I just have to play nature spells and it helps me clear my opponent's board and even develop tempo. It's almost like 2-sided Boardclear where I'm summoning minions and clearing my opponent's board at the same time. So it's actually more powerful that way. This is just 1-sided, where you're just clearing your opponent's minions, you're not doing anything. But I actually develop tempo with Druids. This is why my favorite card is, in fact, a Boardclear Dragon. To be specific, you have to say shrub. Alright. A Boardclear Dragon, eternal Boardclear Dragon that's going to be rotating, and technically it's going to even take away even more reasons for me to play Hearthstone ever again. I don't know what has to happen. Something really crazy has to happen. Or I have to just fucking scream until a random Blizzard developer gets knocked with Fusroda shouts. Because violence needs to happen at this point. I'm sorry, guys. They will not understand anything but violence. You know, shouted them apart is what has to happen. Skyrim, bro. I like dragons, and I do like shouting. So, guess what happens next? Guess how I solve my problems in life. Alright. Shit, too old. No more shrub. Priest has the most layers of Boardclears, of course. Maybe actually similar to mage. Okay, that's 5, right? 5 layers. Fascinating. 5 layers as well. Although Flame Leviathan is questionable. But yeah, it's 5 to 5. Priest and Mage, most disliked classes for me personally, for obvious reasons. Shaman, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually 4 layers, but I don't dislike Shamans, Boardclears that much. They're fairly expensive and not very efficient, at least back in the day. Now they are 0 mana, apparently. But it's a part of OTK, so it's not that bad. But now it's 2 mana. But it deals to all minions, so maybe it's okay. Like, they're actually thinking twice when printing Shaman Boardclears. They're thinking twice. They're not trying to overpower Shaman with these things, but it's still pretty cringe. I stopped playing Shaman because it technically just lost its flavor. It was my favorite class when I started the whole game, because like it can be explained by the most famous totem, basically. Flametongue Totem was super famous, super played by me especially, because just it's such a fucking amazing tempo card. You have to really think about your positioning and how you're gonna trade in your minions, and to have like diverse amount of attack because you don't want to overtrade when you're buffing the minions. There's a lot of strategy behind this shit. And when there's no minions, there's no strategy. When you cannot have minions on the board, when 3 minions is now becoming illegal, you know, you don't feel like you can summon 7 minions anymore. It's just for decoration purposes. Yeah. If you want to play Hearthstone, I think the rule is don't play more than 3 minions. Unless you are Daredevil or you're playing against Druid and Rogue, then you are allowed to play the game a little bit differently. Funny enough, that is fascinating. You'll you know, thank the opponent for being Druid or Rogue in most situations. That is fascinating to me. I was one of those dudes that was like, well, I'm playing Druid, guys. You will love me. You will thank me later. I'll tell you that much. Druid was my favorite class, and yep, that's where we ended up with, to be honest. Now I'm done. Like, Dragon Druid doesn't actually attract me at all. And now the newest weird armor Druid, I mean, it just seems like a broken mess overall. Nothing impressive to all. There's obviously destruction spells. There's all kinds of different style of Boardclears. This way you're not going to see all of them. To all is just a generic text you can type. So, 5 layers of Boardclears. Yep, I hated Warlock too, my friends. Would you look at that? I think Warrior has 6 layers. It's gonna break the meta easily. Again, there's duplicates. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure. Doesn't show anything. Ashes. Core. Okay, so core cards get to be buffed a little bit. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, still 5 layers. Okay. Meaning 25. Neutrals. Obviously, these were laughable, but it is a question, have they been played ever? And by how much? So we're going to rate from 1 to 3 of how much, from 0 to 3 technically, of how much it was played. We're going to rank it a little bit. So getting 100% score is actually impossible. And we will need to compare this. Yeah, most of these are laughable. Most of these are like unplayable, but still I, experimented a little bit. And something like Spammy is like super played. Scorcher maybe only in Arena. This one I think was played. This one definitely was played and nerfed. The newest ones are pretty toxic. Pufferfist, absolutely. It was also nerfed. I wouldn't count this as a Boardclear nerf, but this one was. Yeah, so the newest nerfs almost included like 4 Boardclear nerfs. That is crazy, bro. I don't think we have ever seen that shit before. Neutral Boardclears contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers, but probably one of these layers is fake because you have cards like these to all friendly characters. Healing, basically. 3 healing cards. I'm not sure if this counts as a Boardclear, but it is what it is. Alright, let's begin. Actually, it's probably the same. We gotta look the same way. Alright, but should we start with Boardclears or Hunter stuff? I am a little bit tired. I kind of want to just delay the inevitable. Let's look at Hunter stuff. Oh, what has been played? And how much? We have to go through a lot of cards. So potentially I can hit like up to a 5 drop maybe. 1 to 4 drops. Like very, very playable cards. The big boys are less playable and less relevant, I guess. I'm not sure how much we're gonna make it. So, well, we're gonna make it till like 35 minutes of the video. I'll literally just give myself a time limit and that's it. So the way we're doing this is I take 2 layers and I figure out the overall score and then I apply it to Hunter versus Lears. Seemingly the second video, people are more respectful of my opinion. A lot of people got weeded out, but I don't think they would come back anyways. So I'm glad that's going on. But there's still a lot of more things to talk about, like, why did people left the game? I bring up, like, Criparian in the chat. And I'm like, this guy probably just quit because he liked Arena more. And then he checked Battlegrounds and it requires even more skill. Skill technically comes from, like, tempo decks because every single point of health point matters, basically. And he would have these series, like 1 health point matters in Arena, right? Where he survives with 1 health point. It's pretty crazy stuff. It's not one of those Odin Warrior moments where 30 health doesn't matter. You know, no matter how much health you have, doesn't matter anymore. Okay, these 3 points, I'll give this 2 points. I can't actually give this many points, but now at 0 cost, it's like playable in Twist that was tested. It's not bad for like aggro tempo shit. Okay, 1 point. So in total, so far 9. Again, this is not a good card. Even with Arcane Boost is not good. So we're at 10. There's actually 2 duplicates. It sucks. I don't think this is playable. Play Beast this turn. Oh, there's some meme cards, man. This is definitely playable. Very popular, I would say. It makes sense to run this in every Hunter deck. 13. Maybe this is playable still. But random beasts are kind of shitty. 14 in total. This whole package. Also, I have to mention this because I figured out it's all potentially capitalism related. Blizzard just wants your money. By printing Boardclears, they can make control more relevant. And all of a sudden, control is pretty fucking expensive. But to counter aggro decks is very difficult. Also, people who can't afford anything better, they will play aggro decks anyways. There's no escape. Aggro decks just have to exist and they have to be played fairly often. People being desperate with a cheap deck to climb to legend is a little bit of a cringe moment. And again, it's not supposed to be like skill issue. It's literally, you shouldn't be able to climb to legend with an aggro deck. Should be fairly complicated task. But it is what it is, you know. Whatever people doing, I'm not gonna condone judging them too much. But Blizzard printing Boardclears as if it's the end of the world just to profit. I mean, that's the only, like, positive outcome that can happen, right? Like, they're promoting control decks because that's the only thing you can play. But the win conditions of control decks are still pretty fucking cringe, and you don't get to explore the game anymore. So they don't actually profit. It looks like a profit, but it's a very generic, you know, failure. The moment you try to get profit with capitalism, you fail miserably. Instantly. You try too hard. Like, that's not how life works. By printing more Boardclears, you just eliminating an entire other thing than aggro decks. Aggro decks will always find a way to manifest. No big deal. But it eliminates ability to play monsters in general. So, that kind of sucks. And that's a different playstyle from aggro. This is why Blizzard is now creating Boardclears that sort of come out very, very early in the game. They cost 3 mana, 2 mana, and they deal a lot of damage. The reason for it is so you can actually play this broken-ass shit as early as you want. to actually counter aggro. Because aggro plays on turn 1, turn 2, you know, they're trying to be very, very efficient in those free turns. You get free turns to summon minions, and past those turns, everything gets wiped constantly. So, aggro is trying to maximize that shit against the opponent. And it beats control that way. But Blizzard doesn't like that, so now it's just, whatever. Whatever happens afterwards, because I can't play the game. It's too expensive, to say the least. Just to say that it's very expensive now. To play normal decks. 3 stars, 2... Probably 3. 3. Okay. So we're at 8. Probably just 1 layer at a time is better. I'll give this a 1. I don't think it's unplayable, but it's kind of crap. 3 stars, 1. No, it's probably 0. But it's still a 1-drop, but I'm not, nah, fucking 0. 3, easily 3. Yep, easily 3 as well. 3 stars, 3 stars, yep, 3 stars, 3 stars, and 1. In total, 13. 3 stars, 1 star, unfortunately. Even though it's a cool card. This is how a tempo card looks like. You don't really run out of resources. You have to play minions to use this. I 2 stars, I guess. It's a pretty relevant tech card. Okay, 6 and 2 stars on this one. 8. It's gonna get worse, I believe, when we get to higher cost. I think this is a very relevant card. But maybe it was pretty difficult to play. I'll give 2. Maybe 2. Now we have this in neutral set. Okay, 2. 2. I've seen it many times, but Hunter's Mark also 2. 8 points. Resizing pouch is pretty cool, but it's more beneficial to druids. I'll still give it 2. It's a discover effect. I don't even know, bro. I don't know if I've seen this card in Hunter though. 1, I've seen this, but it's kind of weird one. I'll give this a 2, even though this is very popular, but back in the day, but I don't really care. It doesn't seem that powerful though. 2, 1, 5. This was popular enough, but still a 2. Because to a minion, it's not powerful. 7. No, it's just 1. I don't even know if this is playable. Total of 8. You will only see the difference once I get to the Boardclear side, and still, I'll have to finish the entire interaction. Technically, I even need to know how many layers I'm reviewing. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should be around the same, but the duplicates really annoy me. I'm not sure if it's possible to filter them out. I would imagine shit like this is going to be relevant at some point. It's still a 1 mana card, but at the same time, will it be relevant? Is it possible for just plain damage, summon a random minion, to matter anymore? I actually have no idea anymore. I'll give it a 2 because of the design, but like, I don't know, someone's gonna play it. This was played, but not that much, and it's not that effective. Another 2. 1, I don't even know about this one. It's kind of weird. I kind of just like the card itself. So this is a 2. Also a 2. I'm not sure about this one. This seems pretty powerful. But there's a lot of 1-drops too. And you can't really benefit from stealth that much with Hunter. And you can't wait anymore. You get cleared. Congratulations. So a 2. In total, that's 9. I want to give this a 3. I haven't even seen this card. What the hell? This seems fine. This is, this maybe 3, hopefully. I mean 2. It is a quest after all. That's just kind of relevant like that. 7. This kind of has to be relevant too. 9. This is extremely relevant now. So it feels like power creep, but not really. The finale kind of messes up quite a bit. On turn 1, it's pretty powerful, but later on, it's not. I still give it a 3, though. Because it's recent, at very least. 3, 3, 3, and a 3. That's 12 easily. This was actually very cool tempo card. Because you have to keep summoning minions over and over and over again. Even though you're swarming minions, but eventually we transition into tempo. You don't just win on turn 6, 7. You have to use the reward. So I just, out of love of the card, I'll give it a 3. 3, absolutely. This card is nuts. 0? I want to give this a 0. And the rest 3, 12. Bam, 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 bam. Layer complete. Now this is much more powerful. Okay, it's 3. Definitely 3 if something got nerfed. Just 1. Maybe 2, but 1 for now. Because, I mean, you would expect something like this to be more played, but it's not. It's kind of sad. I'll give it a 2 because I'm sad about it. 2, it's powerful, but still 2. This one is 1. I don't even know when I've seen this card ever. Like maybe a couple of times and then I died. But it's just, as an OTK, like it's cool, but like it's still rare that way. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I'll give it a 3 every single time I get fucking duped by this card. Is disgusting. 3, 2. I'll give it a 3 because this card has to be played. Unless you're stupid. 11 in total. And this is... I'll give a 3 because it's pretty fucking OP. An infinite weapon. Like, you can't make this up. It's very powerful. Okay, so... -1.14. Oh, Goblin Bomb. 2, maybe. As an aggro card, it's a weird one. Colpet, I have never seen this card like properly being played. Nah, bro. This one seems fine. Semi-Boardclear, right? But okay, 2 for that one. Nobody wants to play this, but it's a fucking 2. Like, you can't... How do you not play this? It's cute card. Unless you're playing too many secrets, I don't know. And then a 2. Yes, it's a popular card. You've seen it a lot, especially in aggro list, but I'm not impressed by this. Okay, maybe I am. I've seen Catrick way too many times. Okay, 9. I've seen this a lot, but it requires a dragon. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's a really popular one. And powerful, too. 3, easily. 1. So in total, 9. I like this card. This card is pretty cute, but I still have to give it a 1. This one even got buffed, and it's super cool meme, so 2. This one was actually played quite a lot, but I'll still give it a 1. I don't think it's that powerful. Doggy Biscuit, 2 as well. It seemed like it could be a lot more popular, though. Okay, 3 just because. Reasons, guys. It's the most aggro card of all of these, so... welcome to... yeah, the quest... a hunter with Dragonbane shot. Unnerved. Definitely a 3. This is a 3. Very popular one. I'm not sure about this one. This is from a different set, right? No? Give all beasts, though. I'll just give 1. It's fishy. Explosive, definitely 3. And this is maybe 2. Doesn't seem that bad. But it's a newer secret and could have been way better. But actually, like, I think when it came out, it was pretty popular for a certain amount. It's still in standard, technically. It should be more popular. Maybe 1 after all. I just don't play Hunter to be able to change my own perspective on this one, but oh well. So 9 plus 2. I did see this, absolutely notorious. Power 1 less. In Hunter, not so much. 6 so far. And triggered. Maybe 1 for some kind of combos, but it's not popular. 7 total. Fairly popular, maybe not crazy, but it is a good card. I guess I have to give it a 3. That's a cute card, 2. Well, old school. I'll give it a 2, though. And this one, 1. It's playable, but it's a 1. 8. Okay. Okay, let's do 20 layers, and that should cover like 4 classes. 4 Boardclears. 4-class Boardclear. Fuck. How do you even sentence that, bro? I guess I can like look into 4 classes of Boardclears. So Mage, Warlock, Warrior, all the shitty ones, you know, and Priest. We can get this over with, you know, with those classes. Alright. That's a 2. I don't even know, man. This one sucks. That's a 1. That's a 3, because for some reason I've seen it way too many times. And I haven't seen this at all. And probably for a very good reason. It's a prank card, guys. It's prank. You use your own minion to make a removal? What the hell are we talking about here? 3, 2, 1, 6. This one I like personally. Gotta be fucking like 3. This one definitely 3. This one I've seen now too many times as a 3. This one maybe not so much. 2. This one fucking garbage. Let's not talk about Bruno at this point. 11. I have to constantly double check if I didn't mess the numbers. 3, 4, 5, 20, 21, 22 layers. Fuck, I keep messing up then. Okay. So we got a little bit of a bonus meme in there with those 4 classes. Alright, now let's look at the Boardclears, my friends. Our favorite thing to do. Because that's all we see in this card game. What's going on? Load faster, bro. Little bitch. I want mage in my mouth. I want it right now. What's going on? Do all. Man, this be glitching. Okay, we clear everything and then reset. Alright. Technically, some of these are not actually board clears, but I give it a 2. This one's a 2. This one I skip entirely. Funny enough. Okay. This one actually maybe not as popular as I think it is. But I'm still gonna give it a 3. This one's a 2. You discovered these ones, right? I'll still give it a 3. Mage is weird because you discover most of the Boardclears, and sometimes you don't even need them that much. It feels like Mage can survive better, but I don't know. Or just weak Boardclear class now. I'm not saying Mage is strong. I'm saying it has to be deleted because it's boring. It is as boring as Boardclear Priest or Blood DK. It's a super boring class. Okay. Definitely 3. Probably 2. This one somehow is not being played at all. This is very surprising to me. But at the same time, not really. But at the same time, kind of. Why would you not play this? Most of the time, it's just going to deal 2 damage, though. So it kind of sucks. But it's this type of power level, right? And it doesn't even hit your own minions. This was, like, super popular. All of a sudden, we went from this to this, and this is not being played. I don't understand. This fucking baffles me, bro. Infinite Boardclear. But it's not as good as the Excavate Treasure for 2 mana. So, fuck this guy, am I right? Flame Ward 3. The secret ones are kind of like super annoying. Because you just never know. Like, every time they play a secret, they're bluffing a Boardclear. And that fucking pissed me off. Holy shit. It's almost as bad as Objection Moment. Oh my god. Objection, you play a minion, you get this over with. But with this, like, it bothers you every single turn almost. Oh boy. Especially when you can't attack your opponent that turn. Oh. So 3, I'll give this a 2 because it's very powerful and it should have been played. I played it every single time I could, but I don't play Mage, so, you know. 3, 2, 3, 0, apparently. Fucking 0, bro. And 1. Giving us a 9. So Mage might actually carry Boardclears down. Funny enough. Mage is going to be the saving grace because their Boardclears suck balls. Until we get to Blizzard and it's like a 4. 4 points. Again, this doesn't include the fact that you discover Boardclears, so there's actually more of them and more ways to get them, basically. But I don't know. It's very complicated past this point. 3 for this. No, this is a 2. Also not being played. Like, what? Some dude said, like, oh, Mages has Blizzard right now. And actually, just the mech thing, they don't play other Boardclears. I kind of doubt that, to be honest. Okay, Unite, yeah, it rotated, that's why. I'll give it a 3, I hate this one. It's too good, bro. It's tradable, it's insane. This is, well, I'll give it a 2 because I don't like secrets that much. 5. And then This one is just played just as a meme at very least. This is a super cool card where you generate a bunch of random stuff if minions have 1 health. Or you have spell damage. That's cool too. I'll give it a 3 for that matter. This one's a very weird one, just 1. 9 in total. We literally got 999 so far. And that doesn't seem that powerful. This one's a 3. Blizzard's a 3. This one's a 3 too. And this one fucking sucks. I don't even know if this is worth 1. Holy shit, it sucks, man. Okay, 9 in total again. The same story. And I don't think it changes here either. This is a 3. This one cannot be counted as a Boardclear. This is unplayable. Anomalous, also weird one to call it a Boardclear. So I'll just include these ones. Because these ones are like so shit and they're so weird. How do you call them Boardclears? Like what? And they're expensive too, so I think I'm allowed to do that. Just toss these out. I can't toss this one out because this is strictly a Boardclear. Like you play this and something happens. But these ones not so much. So 3, 3. Yes, Flame Strike goddamn 3. And it has been buffed, so like I can't give it anything else. 3 and goddamn 3. Alright. And 12. Technically one of these survive because there's a copy as well. And there's only 4 cards. Doesn't make the layer basically. But we got 12 points through those 5 layers. So far we're actually losing. But not really. Actually we're not losing at all. Fucking Hunter 1-drops and 2-drops. Less play than the Boardclears. But yeah, with mages, actually, like, this shit is unplayable. Because mage doesn't need that many Boardclears. They don't even play minions. Right? I'm not... Well, they have, like, a lot of damage that they can output. They don't actually rely on Boardclears, they rely on spells dealing damage to minions when they come out. So, mage is more like a targeted class. It targets the minion that it doesn't like, and it removes it that way, instead of clearing the entire board. If it wants to clear the board, it starts, like, freezing it with Blizzard, with, like, the bigger Boardclears, right? Or just this. This is technically just enough for mage to survive fairly easily, because it deals massive damage. And then there was spell damage moments in mage history, so that was helpful for them. Let's move to Priest. Anyone who says Platinum 5 gets banned, because we don't fucking talk about that sort of stuff of my rank. Damn, Jesus Christ, these fucking people. I'm not embarrassed, it's just the topic that I choose to ban from my channel. Like, I'm not here to rank up. Clearly not anymore at all. Like, it's easy for me to get to Diamond, but the game will be more brutal to me. Do I want to lose more while building various decks and testing various things? Every time you build a new deck, you start from scratch. Game resets. So, you know, you say Platinum 5, my question is how many decks have you played? And then the bigger question is how many decks have you built? That's a very big question, unfortunately. It fucking pisses me off, man. So insta-ban, there's no need to talk with people like that. Or let them exist at all, to be honest, because they feel entertained by, you know, how pathetic I am, it seems. When you see Plat 5, go to a different channel. But don't forget your lunchbox, you know, little kid that I just shit out of my you know, system. I can even watch Thai's gameplay right now, and he is top legend, like top 200. And am I impressed? Do I see a completely different type of Hearthstone? No, it's the same bullshit. If you avoid Boardclears, you win. Congratulations. If your opponent runs out of Boardclears, you win. How fucking cool is that? And all you do is just keep spawning monsters until your opponent just runs out of shit to respond with. That's it. Or you just use your win condition faster. I don't know. I haven't seen anything special about Thai's gameplay. Besides, like, he plays cool decks. That's cool. Some of them are pretty expensive, you can imagine, but it's cool. Cool to watch. I'd rather watch. I'd rather be fucking bronze 10 right now. Thank you very much. So, it is what it is. These people piss me off the most because they think they're better than everyone else, but they're still anonymous. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. Who are you, right? What are you flexing, bro? What are you taking a piss on? Jesus Christ. So shit like that is like blatant disrespect and can be banned instantly. There's no question about it. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, go to church, little bitch. Not a Boardclear, actually. Most of these are not Boardclears. That kind of sucks. How do we deal with this? Well, we skip one layer at a time. Well, we have to, like, calculate cards. How many cards? I'll do it in the end. Okay, I'll figure out how many cards exactly we reviewed. That's a 3. That's a 3. Still healing. 3. All of the Boardclears. 3. That's a 1, actually. And technically, for most people, it's a 0. I just like the card. It's very interesting. Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with people like that, but we immediately have to put them in the background. They're not, like, fucking relevant. The trolls, the actual trolls. The actual definition of a troll is like, oh, look at you, you fucking loser, actually. You're not, like, the best of the best. Actually, not top 10,000 people in this society. Oh my god, you fucking loser, basically. That's trolling. No one can be above average and have multitude of other skills to be able to explain that you're dying from a Boardclear right now and you need medication. I reference YouTubers as much as possible in my work as well, so there's nothing better that I can do than ban these people out of existence. Not that they should exist in the first place, so maybe it's just fun. It's just fun for all of us to see them disappear. Oh, I was hovering above cannibalize, and that is an option. I'm not gonna throw that out. 3. That's a 2. That's 3. That is 2. Maybe even 1, but still kind of relevant. I'm gonna give it a 2. 10. Again, I'm not sure how many layers, because there's so many weird, massive heal effects. That's a 3. That's 3. That's 3. 3. And really powerful stuff here. 5. Yeah, most of these are played. And this is the usual meal that we're going to be having. So yeah, the way I'm calculating, 6 cards, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'll give it 4 layers down. The more the better for Boardclears. We're not halfway there, but it seems similar scores. I'm not actually proving anything, it seems. But, well, Boardclears are as playable as Hunter 1-drops, 2-drops. That is the the meme that we're working towards, basically. The tweet. Every tweet actually requires 1 hour of work at least. I figured. Okay, what effects do we have that are like anomalies? I think everything is clean here, right? Okay, 5 layers of actually clean stuff. Not like Priest. So Priest actually likes healing half of the time. I appreciate. 3, 2. It was a part of an OTK almost. Or, you know, the spell damage boosted Boardclear. It's not really that big of a deal. But for some reason, I've seen this card. And it pisses me off, man. I mean, there's an obvious reason. It's just a easy card to put in your deck. So 5 discards, maybe 2. Defile Notorious, and this one pretty good. It's a 2. Total of 12. 3. No, it's definitely 3. 3. To this day, it's 3 now. Demons. I think that's a 2. That's not, like, powerful at all. Maybe 1, actually. So, 3. I'll give this a 3. Even though it wasn't that popular. But it was for me, because I would play minions. This is actually an actual tempo Boardclear that I was always considering to have. Because it's one-sided, too. So 3. And then, because you never know, like, how popular a card is unless you play tempo. The forbidden way to play the game. If you discarded a card... Also, what increases my reputation and authority is that I played this game for many, many years. And I was playing it as a game, not a competitive fucking sport. Like, for fuck's sake, these people have to be obliterated. They have to be sold to slavery, not just banned. Holy shit. This is a 1, almost. It's still probably playable, but not really. It's a very tempo vibe, where you're just trying to come back to the board desperately. It's very cute, but 1. This one's playable, apparently. I'll give it a 2. 12, again. And now we're in the middle. Alright, and it seems we're ahead like by 20%. So the current meme we have... Yeah. Is this divided by that. Yeah. So, Boardclears are 20% more playable than Hunter 1-drops, 2-drops. That's the meme. Playable Boardclears. I'm not sure why this wasn't playable for people. This is a nuts. This fucking nuts 5 crazy card. And it keeps getting better over time, too. I'll have to give it a 2. Not 3, because, again, people disliked it for some reason. This is a nuts card. Holy shit. A nuts 5-mana giant, basically. At least a 5/8 on average. So, discard a highest cost card. Obviously, like, if you're not fighting for the boards, this is useless. Of course. If you have no minions on your board, it's not gonna make you come back from dead. But that's the difference, right? When you have minions, your Boardclears are actually more effective. This is tempo cards that if you print too many times, it turns into control. And it's pissing me off, man. Anyways, that now they're very efficient, very powerful. These are like the newest ones, and they have all broken the game. All of these 3. This one pissed me off, of course. Anything that deals like more than 3 damage is absolute nightmare. That's a 3. That was played a lot. People are trying to survive with this shit. Highest cost card, deal damage. Not at all. I'm not sure why, but not played. Maybe it's very expensive to discard highest cost cards, but I feel that that's just wrong. Like, it's a very, very powerful one. Well, whatever. 0. 3. Draw a spell. I played a little bit, which is weird, but 2. And again, 2. 10. 3, 3, 3. Definitely 3. This is a notorious card of old school Hearthstone. And this is how like a cool Boardclear actually looks like. It just kind of pings all the minions. And a little bit of a drawback too. But this drawback can, you know, give you self-damaging properties, and it's like cool and stuff. I love this shit, man. This old school feeling like, oh, I mean, you show this card to people and like, well, yeah, it does a lot of cool stuff, man. I wish we were back at this Dread Inferno thing. I always thought it's like this is the head and this is the body. It's very hard to look at most of the demons. You never really understand what is what, but because you can't zoom into the art. But you know, this card is pretty. Maybe this is the actual head, anyways. But it looks like this is the head, but there's just something sticking out. It pisses me off, man. Which one is the head, bro? This is a 2. Maybe actually 1, but it's very powerful as it is, and if you most of the time not gonna have minions when you're trying to clear the board, is what it is. So 14, and that's it. We're not gonna touch these. That's not a layer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next up. How do we make through all of these? And did I miss something again? No. Priest only took like 4. So we're at 14. Okay, now it should be correct. So Warrior, and we're going to check Shaman too, I think. Maybe that's going to be enough. The finale, boys. 3, 2, 2, because it's not playable anymore. I'm not sure why it's still in standards. Questionable card. 7, 3. Easily 3. Now that it's buffed and all that shit. What else do we have? This one's was weird. I'll give it a 1 because I've seen it. 2 maybe? It's a popular one, but is it? It's a strong card after all. I'm not sure about this one. Still a 2. It's just like very difficult to play this, it feels like. But actually, it's a very good card when I think about it. Somehow it's not popular. I don't know. 2, and ooh, I don't even know this one that well, but it's good. It seems good. I'll give it a 2. There's some like Stormwind, the 2021. I don't know the year. I haven't played any Hearthstone then. 3 and 5. I mean 2 and 5. 7. Okay, Warrior's a little bit weak for now. But 2, 3, 3, 3, and 3. And now we're back to normal. 14 points. Shit, I'm still... Okay, we just have to skip that until the very end. 14. It's gonna be 3, absolutely. Spend your armor. That was like a fucking normal way to do this thing. to do sanitize. Pisses me off, man. You can say, like, spend up to, like, 5 armor and deal that much damage. Like, you can, like, make a cap so you don't just waste all your armor with this. Fine. And it can still be in the game as sanitized, but nah, bro, they had to upgrade it a little bit. I don't get that shit. I think it's playable, of course, so it's 2, right? I don't know. This one is weird. 3, 3. Somehow this is not being played. Pisses me off, actually. It seems ridiculously powerful when you get to even just choose how much you want. And whenever you feel like. But technically, maybe if you're occupied with other weapons, you don't want to equip too many of these. So, I don't know. Apparently 0. And I have to just agree with the warrior here, because I don't want to fucking play a Boardclear class like that. So 2, 3, 3, 3, and 0 gives us 11. And finally, I'll give this a 2, but it's probably a fucking 3 eventually in the game. Like, there's no way you don't play this card. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? It's insane. You just have to flexibly do a buff. Obviously, you play this after Bran. After Bran, this card is nuts. Like, you play some generic Boardclears after all, so why not this? Obviously, Bran cannot be pulled from your deck easily when there's a 6 drop in there. But I don't know, bro. 3, I believe. This seems like a 1. I don't know this very well. This also seems like shit. But I'll give it a 1. 3 and 3. Now, the recent ones, they're trying to, like, desperately to make Boardclears playable and very good as well. But they're also printing many of them, and it changes the game based on how many Boardclears that are good and playable are being played. Because all of a sudden, if there's too many, you can't even play around them. There's not much you can do. And that just fucking destroys the game. 3, 1, 3, 3, yeah. So, 6 and 2. No, 9 and 2, 11 again. And that's it. Removing all the 5 layers. And the finale, boys. The bonus meme. Because we're 6 points away. And we can get some cool points. Yeah, I mean, it's very similar. It's very I'm not sure if this actually makes any sort of conclusion, because we don't see a difference. Boardclears are supposed to be very playable after all. Because it kind of makes or breaks the class based on what kind of Boardclears you have. So 3. I'm probably skipping this line. There's a lot of duplicates I get to choose. So yeah, I'm removing this one from the review. This one actually surprisingly was played somehow. I don't understand why. 2 points, because it surprises me. Yeah, we have to repeat the process and say 2, because it's dual class. I have to respect. Because we're gonna respect this bad boy as well. It is dual class, and it pisses me off, but it is what it is. 3. Technically 3. I'll give it a 2, though. It's not as powerful, you know, to be played all over the place. So I think we're talking 9 so far. I haven't actually seen this many times, but again, it's one of those 2021 cards. It has to be a... No, maybe I'll give it a 1. I'll be generous. 10. So far, so good, and we're getting this bonus points. Already 4 bonus points. But actually, we expected 240. In fact, 246 or something. And we didn't get it. Okay. Aftershocks. I'm not, again, 3. This is probably 3. Even though it's very difficult to corrupt it sometimes. But as a control card, it is playable. Yeah, I'll give it a 3. It makes sense. Somehow this was not playable. Still 1 point. This was notoriously stupid card. 3. Because it got nerfed. A lot. And a 3. So in total, 13. And the finale, boys. I probably can't give it a 3 on this one. Sometimes it actually... Shaman doesn't want to use this card. And again, people actually play the metagame where they stop playing minions. They're now scared of playing minions. Rightfully so. So cards like these don't actually see that much play. But like old school stuff like this, like it resets the game, like of course. Hackathon not so much, but it's your loss, guys. Should have played this card. It's like Infinite Valley after all. Okay, so this one 3. This one maybe actually 2. Yeah, it's a strong card. You just have to cast the spell last turn. It's the same stupid idea as Aftershocks. But this one, like, doesn't do much. Aftershocks is just a mana discount. This one is entirely, like, reliant on you casting a spell. So it can't get clogged up. I give it a 2 still. Earthquake actually 3. But now this one 2. So 10 and this 13. Final score is this. Final meme score is 14%. At the very least, it's like a very, very memorable moment when you get busted. So let me just look back into the Hunter stuff. And again, we're just talking about like 1-drops and 2-drops. Stuff that just generally gets played. Unless it's like really weird and unusable. Like these are like, you know most of these cards, you have seen them. They have to be played. Hunter is not going to win any other way most of the time. Just with aggro. So that's what we have been comparing. Stuff that you really see, you know. Versus stuff that gives me nightmares. And it seems to be very similar. Anyways. See you guys I mean, if I have seen a bunch of like shitty Boardclears that are not seeing play and whatnot, and they're just kind of being laughed at, I would look at this whole situation a little bit differently. But it is just as popular as aggro cards are. You know, as playable as aggro cards. So it fucking pisses me off, of course. The concept of deal damage to all minions fucking sucks, alright? It's too popular. And the original comment that says, like, well, only 20% of the metagame is playable, well, this includes a lot of Boardclears in that 20% of those playable cards. And, yeah. I just wanted to see the stats, and we're done. The work is done. Maybe this video was not worth most people's attention, but you made it, so congratulations. See you guys next time.